Hey everyone, stick with us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications when we go live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before market open. If you want to join the UVH fam, the link is below to our Discord and our options trading group on Facebook. If you're here right now, say what up. Good morning. We have the S&P's up 31, Dow's up 258, NASDAQ up 94. What's going on, Jeff, Micah, Christine, Miguel? Good morning. How we all doing this morning? Let's get it. Jose, Reggie. What's going on, Paris? If you guys can do me the favor, hit the like button. I would appreciate it. All right, let's yo, what's going on, Roham? How we doing? Yeah, futures looked like they were all over the place last night. I mean, I was kind of watching them a little bit. We had the sorry, my mouse is going a little crazy here. Last night, I mean, futures are pretty much staying in range here, kind of tapping out around the 2680 area. You know, we hit it up in here, then we hit it sometime last night. 2680 got rejected hard from 2680 down to 2626, and then we came back up. It just doesn't want to quit. It just wants to keep going up. Martin, Hank, how we doing? Appreciate it from the UK. Hope you all are staying safe in the UK. I hear that Europe has half of the coronavirus cases over in Europe. So, Hank, you know, we're trying to make something happen today. Tobin's from Ohio. Midwest, baby. Is Ohio considered the Midwest or the East Coast? It's hard to say. I don't know. I think the Midwest, right? Well, I don't know. It's kind of stuck. It's kind of stuck between the middle. But this is what we got kind of got going on right now this morning. So weekly mortgage applications are down 18%. Applications to refinance a home dropped 19%. Mortgage applications to purchase a home continued their sharp decline, falling 12% for the week and 33% year to year. So people are not making big purchases currently. Midwest, but we're the East Coast time zone. That's why I'm getting confused. Yo, Keith, glad you're here. Hope you're staying safe. If you're driving, don't text and drive. Also, Tesla is going to be slashing employee pay and furloughing hourly employees. They're cutting all salaried employees because California is making them shut down production of their plant. The pay, and the one thing that I did think that was interesting, it says the pay reductions are expected to be in place until the end of the second quarter. So, you know, everyone's going to be reducing their pay for the next 3 months because this quarter just started. Yo, what's going on from Michigan? So scared of Ohio cops. What's going on, Morris? So, yeah, I mean, until May 4th, they'll furlough hourly workers until May 4th, and then their pay cuts are going through the second quarter. Let's see if there's not really anything, not any other information in here regarding that. But you know, I guess we kind of saw that happen. Market seems to be moving a little bit crazy right now. I also know, we'll get to it in a second. I'm trying to get here. Zoom I know you guys were curious about Zoom. My internets will work. Zoom faces investor lawsuit over privacy and security flaws. The lawsuit reportedly claims that concerns over Zoom security and privacy laws hit its stock price. Zoom stock fell 3% after hours. The app has been banned by Elon Musk. I feel like Elon bans everything. He banned Facebook. He's banning Zoom, but I don't disagree with him. I mean, Elon does care about privacy, and Facebook and Zoom are not secure. But looking at Zoom, I think so the one thing that I have noticed, so if we're looking at Zoom, you guys, the one thing that I have noticed, even though it has bad news, I mean, this is bounce territory. 108, 105 area is the bounce territory right now for Zoom. As you can see, yesterday hit 108, bounced up hard, came all the way up to 125 area, or the day before that. Yesterday, this is yesterday, 109, bounced up to 118. Sure, it did fade, but I mean, look, 108 up to 125, 109 up to 117. Today, this morning pre-market hit 108, now back up to 116. So, I don't think you want to mess with it unless you can definitely short the spikes, but if you shorted it at like 110, 108, probably not good. That's the way I see it. All right, ES is trying to break out a little bit. SPY is coming up at 268.26 right now, trying to break out. Seems like uranium and nat gas getting bids essential with production cuts in Eastern Europe. But I mean, I think Zoom is obviously on the decline here. It definitely needs to break above like the 125 area here, 120 area. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Zoom. But I mean, if you don't have the stomach for it, sorry. If you don't have the stomach for it, I mean, probably best not to trade. Probably not best to trade Zoom. What's going on, Slick? Nate, if you're just joining, say what up. If you could do me the favor, hit the like button. I would appreciate it. Tesla is also up. I know we covered Tesla already this morning, but Tesla is already up. 556. It's up about $11. It hit 566. Man, I feel like the market wants to rip someone's face off. Probably mine. Because I am decently short, but the only thing that I am concerned about is, so I have a 305 put on Costco. Probably should have closed this out at market close yesterday, but I didn't. So, I do have a little bit of a profit cushion. So, if I go back to break even, not the end of the world. I probably should have closed it out. The rest, like Netflix, I have a spread on for next week. I have another spread on for May. Alta, I have a spread on for next week. So I'm not too worried about that. But the couple things to look out for today, that it is kind of Fed days. Fed minutes are going to be released today, this afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Also, in about an hour and a half, we're going to have crude oil inventory, so I'm expecting that to impact the market some way. I'm assuming that the crude oil inventories are going to be high and they're not cutting production, so oil is probably going to go down. Too much supply, zero demand. People keep telling me like, oh, I mean, how much lower can oil go? How much lower can it do this? How much blah blah blah? Oh, sorry, you guys missed this entire thing here. How much, this is what I'm talking about today, right here, Fed minutes, and we have the crude oil inventories. How much lower can it go? I mean, I guess as long as the economy is shut down, people are in their houses, we're not consuming oil. We're not consuming it. So I mean, if we're looking at oil here, I mean, it's not good. It's not good. I mean, I think that it could definitely come down to $15. Definitely $15. Let go of your USO. So yeah, I did let go of my USO put. I had a $12 loss, and that was kind of dumb. Basically, here's what happened to USO. So here's my thought process: is we were coming down. We came down. I was up a little bit money when it came down to 540, and then when it was at 540 yesterday, I sold it right before this drop, of course. But basically at 540, it was the same price. I was starting to lose money because USO wasn't changing in price. I was starting to lose money on that position due to theta. I had next week. I had the 6 strike puts. Let me get this up for you. These are what I had. USO. Where did I sell these at? Okay, so here was my trade. USO. I bought them on April 3rd for 85 cents. I sold them yesterday for 79 cents. So I mean, yeah, no big deal. It was pretty, However, it was starting to, as you can see here, if we focus in on the option pricing here, these popped up to 90 cents, but because it was essentially the same price, I started to lose money on these. I'm like, man, I don't want to lose money on these contracts if they just keep going down. Obviously, we had a nice spike from 80 cents up to $1.20 when USO took a huge dump down to 49, hit my profit targets. But the thing is that I was worried about is I didn't know when this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. All I knew is that, hey, USO is staying the same price, and the longer it stays the same price, even though my options are in the money, it's going to be impacted by theta, and the less likely it is to go down. So that's why that's where the puts were getting crushed a little bit, because people thought, hey, it's staying the same, it's probably going to rebound a little bit here, and then it just dropped like a rock, So I know a lot of people in the chat and everything like that didn't sell premature like me, and I'm glad that they didn't. But that was my thought process. So I mean, it is what it is. Could lower oil prices help the cruise companies and airlines? I guess if they can find something enticing. I mean, I think people are scared to take cruises and fly. If you got time in your puts, hold them. I mean, would you rather hold them and it stays the same price and take a 50% haircut on those puts, and then you're going to be forced to hold them? I was like, I didn't really care that much about the trade, and I would have only made, I only would have made $30 on it. So I bought them at $1.85. I mean, I would have made, well, I guess I would have made $40, $80 on it. It is what it is. You just didn't know when it was going to rip down. And generally, I don't really like trading things that are under $10. I just don't. So I don't plan probably trading USO again. If I do anything, I'll probably trade like oil futures. I'll probably be trading CL or something like this. A bit more interesting to me. USO, just not that interesting. So yes, I should have held on. It does make me look pretty stupid that I didn't hold on, but I honestly didn't know. I didn't know it was going to do this. I mean, obviously, if I knew it was going to do that, I would have held it. Yo, Daniel, what's going on? We talked about Tesla laying people off. I didn't really talk about the chart. We can look at that right now. But Tesla, let me clear up this drawing here. Tesla did break out a trend. It could potentially retouch 600 at this rate if it's not going down. And yesterday it didn't sell off at all. So I mean, I was pretty impressed that, even though all the stocks gave up its gains, like Apple and Netflix was red from the gate, but pretty much every stock gave up its gains yesterday. But Tesla held it was up like 5% or 4% on the day. You know what I mean? Mr. Rosario, how you doing? Daniel Soliers, sorry if I butchered that. Made 300 on Royal Caribbean yesterday. So something to work. Nice, congrats. Am I the only one having trouble with the video loading? Other videos will load for me? Huh. Yeah, you did miss the Zoom talk. It is, but the consensus on Zoom is don't short at 308, 3010. Short above that. Because 308, 3010, if you're looking at a short Zoom, we'll go over it one more time. If you're looking at a short Zoom, this is the bounce area. 108, 110 is the bounce area. Highly, when we're trading options, you want to focus on higher probability trades. You think that it has a higher probability going down from down in here where it's bounced many, many, many times in the past, or do you think it has a higher probability of going down from 120, 125 area where it's been rejected in the past? So, just kind of start thinking about it that way. So I wouldn't put a short position on at 110. However, this goes up to 120, 125. I might look to. I might even trade that. Maybe I'll sell a credit spread or something. Maybe that's what I'll do. Is anyone else having trouble with the stream here? It doesn't look like. Let me check my stream health. It says my stream health is excellent. YouTube says I'm not having any problems, so I don't know. Seems like everything's working on my end. Colin says we loud and clear. Now, the one thing that I was looking at pre-market that was pretty interesting to me on ES is if we're getting into, let me zoom in here a little bit. Now, this was yesterday's close. We did hit 2750 area. But look at where this candle closed. We closed basically in line with the day prior at 26, right around the 2650 area, 2630 area. These candles are lining up pretty perfectly. Now, we're pushing back up to 2700 right now, but the way this candle looks, it's going to be really interesting to see if this goes against the trend here or if we're going to just sell off at open and come back down to 2,500. I was anticipating, since we had this rejection here yesterday, that we're going to try to retest like the 2,500, 2,480 area. But now it looks like we're pushing higher. So it's going to be, I think today's going to be pretty interesting. What do you guys think? What do you guys think here? Am I seeing the same thing here, or because, it's kind of outside of trend, it's going to keep going up? If you're just joining, say what up. If you could do me the favor, hit the like button, I would appreciate it. So that's kind of what I was looking at, that hard rejection here and being in line with the prior day's closing. So we'd like to see it fade throughout the day. Yeah, it looks like they're trying to do a repeat of yesterday. Now, I guess anything can happen. Anything can happen as we can see in the market, but overnight, right around this area, it got rejected hard. Hard. It dropped 50 points within 30 minutes. Disney. All right, let's look at Disney. So Disney to me looks kind of bullish up in here. If we can come back, it could get rejected. What is it at? 100 right now. So pre-market not looking so hot, pretty much flat. But I would be careful here. I would see if it can come up to 105. Really needs to break the 105 area. If it can break the 105 area, probably going to go higher. But I don't see how Disney is going to go up in the short term. With all their parks closed indefinitely, they've pushed back all their movie releases, and the ones that they had are coming on Disney Plus, And Disney Plus, unfortunately, Disney Plus is not going to pay the bills. So what I would like to see is if it can push up, if Disney can push back up to 105, which doesn't seem likely unless we get a huge push today. 105. I would probably like to short it around the 105 area, but I don't like to short it. The reason why I don't like shorting Disney down in here in general is that we have, solid support. If we go back the last even like 10 years, essentially we have multi-year support down in here, built really good support in the 90s to 110s down in here, and it's no surprise that it's pinging back and forth now, because this is where before 2019, before 2018 as well, this is where Disney lived, between 90 and 120. 90 and 120. It never moved out of there for 4 years. Outside of the dividend, shareholders were not rewarded. And after waiting 4 to 5 long years, they're probably like, yes, we made it. We broke free of this prison, and now they're back in. And then they're back in. So, for me, Disney's just going to be very range bound. I'm not saying bet against them, but just trade the ranges like Daniel. Trade the ranges. I'm bullish Disney, but if you have all your parks are closed, all the movies are pushed back, all your products, you just had a major acquisition of Fox, you can't do anything with it. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Have you tried doing live? I did execute some trades yesterday live before I signed off. Short everything. Basic. Yo, Ariana, how you doing? William. TPR. I'm long on TPR. Average cost 12.6. But yeah, to summarize, short term, if it hits 105 and looking weak, short it. If it comes down to 90, go long. I mean, that's essentially what I'd be looking at. That's essentially what I'd be looking at. Just trade the range. 92 area, 90 area, go long. Up in here, 105 area, go short and see what happens. Obviously, just because it hit that price, just don't put a short position on. I mean, if it's looking strong, you don't want to do that, But I don't know if it's going to get there. I mean, it might, but the only reason why it's up there yesterday is because we gapped up. Dow was up like 800 points. S&Ps were up like 100 points at open yesterday, and they're only up 30 and 300, which could easily be faded. Might want to oil that squeaky chair. Yeah, I think I need to buy a new one, honestly. I think I need to buy a new chair. This one is kind of, it's getting a little cardboard-like, kind of hard. But William, yeah, let's look at TPR. TPR. I mean, I'm actually surprised they're holding up as well as they're doing, in terms of like a retail stock. But you're long at 12.6. I mean, you just gotta focus on where the rejection points are. Rejection points right now are like the 15 area, and it's approaching that. I mean, it's at 14.6 now. If it could break through, but it really depends. If you have stock, you can definitely hold longer, but it has a high probability of getting rejected here, coming back down to like the 12.10 area, and then here's the thing about owning stock that people always kick themselves, because timing the market, and that's what makes options trading so hard, is timing the market is near impossible. You have to use probabilities and all that kind of stuff, and charts and support resistance. But if you're looking to make, let's say, a quick sale on stocks, I mean, if you're holding this 5 years, I would just say, who cares? Just kind of coast with it. But people that are looking to buy and sell stock like weekly or even monthly or whatever, people, they're like, okay, if I can hold on, this could definitely blast through back up to 20, I'll be good. But then people are like, then the other thing that happens is, this is what the thought process that goes through people's minds is, okay, it's near rejection point, I can take off here, and then when it comes back down to 12, I'll reload. When it comes back up, I'll sell again. But then sometimes what happens is it pushes through the resistance. Not saying it doesn't look like it will here, but I'm just saying it pushes through resistance, and then people are like, oh man, why did I sell? I should have sold. I shouldn't have sold. I should have held, and now I could have made X amount of more dollars. It's up 50% more. But then the other thing is you don't sell, it comes back down to 12, and you're like, man, why didn't I sell? And now I could have took the profits and reloaded down here and with the money that I made. So, when trading stocks, you really need to, have a goal, have a realistic goal. I mean, it's not realistic for it to come back up to 20 soon. It's just not. In the current state, I mean, if it pushes like 16, I would start trimming a little bit. If you feel like holding longer, go for it. Take your profits and leave the rest. And if you want to reload down at 12, looks like it will bounce again back at 12. So, that's kind of what I would do. So when you're trading any trade that you have, whether it's stock or options, you want to have an exit plan. And you can see these ranges. Like if you bought down in here, and especially like let's say you bought here. Let's say you bought right here at 12.27. It came down to 10.47. You're probably thinking like, oh crap, like man, this could go down to single digits, and then it instantly reverses, and you're like, okay, I didn't sell. Okay, I'm gonna hold on now. Things are looking good. But now that it's created this range, it came back down, and you're probably thinking, man, if I only sold. I don't know where you bought it at, but if I only sold, now it's back up to here. Don't have regrets. Now that's retesting this, it's creating a range here for you to buy and sell in. So, can we use Zoom to live trade together? They have some features in Discord I haven't messed around with. Do you think? Yo, Yesenia, what's going on? If you're just joining, say what up. If you guys could do me the favor, hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. Do you think after the virus is over, there's a looming possibility for a financial crisis? I absolutely think that. I think anything the Fed does since the last 20 years, and it's just a band-aid to get us through the next 10 years. They don't provide any value long term. They're very narrow-minded. They think about right now what's happening. And the reason why we're having these problems is because of what they've done in the past. And here we are again. And it's only going to get worse, It's only going to get worse. So I don't want to get too much into like the politics and monetary policy and that whole thing, because we could talk about that for forever. What the Fed could do, what they couldn't do, blah blah blah. Obviously, the Fed wants to save people from doom and gloom, the economy. But in my opinion, they're not. They're pushing out the inevitable. I mean. Things have been rocky ever since we got off the gold standard. If you don't know, I'm not going to cover it here just because it's going to take so long. But look it up. Look it up. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. Okay, S&P's 2680 up 38, Dow's up 336, Nasdaq up 111 before market open here. Let's see what's going to happen. We are opening up on lower volume again, not good. Yeah, stocks are up a little bit. We have Tesla up. We have Zoom. Zoom is up a couple bucks as well. Seems like there's always buyers for Zoom, no matter how bad things are going to get for them. But the thing is, what people don't understand, one thing about Zoom is people don't care about security. If you cared about security, you wouldn't be on Facebook, you wouldn't have a cell phone, you wouldn't have all these things. People like convenience over security. AMD. Let's talk about AMD. Whoa. Okay, market is open right now. See what happens. We've had a lot of like quiet opens where it just kind of is chilling up in here. Okay, so it looks like S&Ps are flat. SPY's opening up 268.26. AMD's up 1%, 59 cents. But AMD at the top of the range here, I mean, got rejected hard at 49.65 at the top of the range. I mean, that was, I mean, you can't make these ranges up. I mean, it's the one thing that I do like about this market is it's paying attention to technical support and resistance. So it definitely makes it a lot, I'm not going to say easier to trade, but a lot better to trade. Like when you have technicals on your side, when technicals are not on your side, you pretty much just guess, you know. But when technicals are on your side, you feel like a superhero when trading. You know what I mean? When technicals are lining up and you're smashing them, I mean, so I would be cautious going long here personally for me. You know, I was actually thinking about the one day that I wanted to be long these stocks, these chip stocks, was yesterday, and they smacked them down hard. So I'm like, okay. Same with like Nvidia. I really wanted to go long Nvidia yesterday. I really wanted to, but it came back to the top of the range, smacked down hard as well. Not saying it can't retest that today, but it could. Right now, it's up $6 today right now, but doesn't look that strong. I mean, look at this wide range on Nvidia yesterday, 278 all the way down to 258, 20-point range from top to bottom. Shook out a lot of people here if you were short. that's for sure. But yeah, I mean we're opening relatively. We gapped up a little bit, but we were opening up relatively flat. SPX. Let's see what we got here. SPX. I'd like to put if we can come back up to 2,700 on SPX, I'm going to watch this. I'd like to put a call credit spread on. I was going to do it. I was going to do it yesterday, but the rate that when it popped back up, I thought it was going to bust back up to 2,740 at the momentum we're going, and then it just got smacked hard. You know, within 10 minutes, we went from 2,702 all the way down to like 2,656. I mean, that was insane. Disney's not following the market. Yeah, Disney just hit sub 100 right now. Sorry, I look weird, but I'm looking. I have different screens I'm looking at. So if I'm rotating and not, it's not because I don't have a lazy eye or anything. Okay, 165. Yeah, TLT's in my buy zone right here. I should have bought some yesterday at 163. You know, I've been eyeing TLT at 165. We'll see. We'll see what I want to do here. But looks like we're getting rejected here. Gold should go up when the crisis strikes, right? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. Gold will go up when the US dollar is having issues. Trying to get to some of these comments here. If I missed anybody, apologize. Hank says Beyond can pop today. Beyond Meat. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, Beyond had a crazy week. Low of 57, high of 71. But the good news about Beyond here is it looks like it's getting some sort of support in here. So also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but ever since the Fed started to intervene, we haven't had really any market halts. So I think they achieved their first goal of stabilizing the market. So that's good. Even though we go up a lot or we go down a lot, we actually haven't had a trading halt in a couple weeks. Trying to get a fill on Tesla spread rough. And what is Tesla doing right now? It's not really moving right now. Coming down a little bit. It looks like I don't know. It looks like we might fade this pop here. You know what I'm looking for on ES S&Ps right now. What I'm looking for is it to come back under 2650 area. This is what I'm looking at. 2650 area. I'm looking for it to come back under 2650. We'll see what happens. We do have the crude oil inventories in about an hour, so we'll see what that does. Right now, oil is up 4% almost, but I mean the chart definitely looks like a fade the pop type of chart that you'd wanna short up in here, but we'll see. How do you think SPY will go up today, Shadow? I mean, right now it needs to get above this area. Like I was saying with S&Ps, kind of the same scenario. Even though this chart looks a little bit different, I'm looking for it to be below 265. I mean, if it can stay above here, I mean, easily could go to 275. But it's gonna need some momentum here. And right now it's a very slow mover, very slow. Also, keep in mind that the market is closed on Friday, so tomorrow is like Friday. So if you bought options this week, today is your Thursday, tomorrow is your expiration Friday. So be careful buying. If you bought weeklies, I definitely encourage you to not buy weeklies and push it out till next week. But just let you know, tomorrow is expiration tomorrow. Come on. So yeah, we have expiration today because it's Wednesday, and we have expiration tomorrow, and then we don't have an expiration on SPY till April 13th, which is Monday. So just be mindful of that. A lot of people forget. Three months in AVGO are two that I'm tied up in. Good on 3M, but I'm down on AVGO. Do you ever trade calls puts on inverse funds like FAZ? Not really. No. Not really. I pretty much stick to the indexes and then the indices and then just stocks I like to trade. Apple, Tesla, Netflix. Those are the kind of things that I like to. Those are the kind of trades that I like to trade. Stocks that I like to trade. Man, really slow open. What do you guys think? You guys think that we're gonna be red today, or are we gonna be green today? What do you think? Yesenia, good morning. Looking a little weak here, but this could easily reverse. Let's see what Zoom is doing. Yeah, Zoom. Told you that 108, 110 area is like, there's buyers in there, man. There's a lot of buyers in the 108, 110 area. Oliver Bull Trap. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it is a trap as well. But I think that they gotta shake some people out. They might be trying to shake some. I mean, this right here looks too obvious. I feel like this rejection here at 2680. Sure, they did push 2690, but I think they would. I think, let's say if I was running the market, I would try to run this up to 2720 and then pull it back. But that's how I would run it. Because, people keep in mind, people think that, I have a stop loss, everything is safe, blah blah blah. They know where your stops are at. They know they run data algorithms on where people are going to be stopped out. They know where, if you know where support and resistance is, the computers know where support and resistance is, and they're going to try to run you out of those trades. All right, it's trying to run up a little bit here, and Zoom is killing it. If Zoom can come up to 125, I might put up a call credit spread. That's what I'm thinking. Zoom can go up to 125, I might put a call credit spread on. I'm not. It's not going to be that serious of a trade for me, but I'll use time and we'll try to sell some spread. I'm not looking to spend a G on some Zoom options and get burned on it. I think I'd rather sell premium. It's up $5, but these are only up 64%. Weekly, the next week's expected move is $17. This week's expected move just for tomorrow's expiration is already $10. So seems like this week they are overpricing it, and next week they are underpricing it, which is kind of interesting. But it looks like they're trying to run this up right now. SPY's tapping 269. Let's see what happens here, but that guess is like 5% probability. Costco, I have the 305 put right now in Costco. Kind of just hanging on here as well. Hasn't broken down. Did a little bit yesterday, but kind of just chilling. I think today is going to be kind of like a slow and low fade, but you never know. You never know. You never know what happens. I hear Trump doesn't want to give any more money to WHO, so that's in the news this morning. So, these headlines are going to take over some of the bad news that is going on, kind of distract from that. So we'll see what happens. Coronavirus U.S. cases are at 400,000, but we'll see. Oh, they're also looking to add another stimulus as early as this week. Where did I read that at? For small businesses. Was it this one? Oh yeah, they're looking to approve an additional $350 billion. Was it? I think it was like 200 billion on top of the 350 billion. It's not saying how much they're looking to do here, but they're looking to add more because I feel like they realize they did the math wrong and they don't have enough for small businesses. I think that's what happened is they said, "Oh, here's 350 billion," and now they're like, "Oh wait, I think we did the math wrong, guys. We need to add to that." Whoops. Yep. Sorry. What is this guy? Jim, we're raising over $2 trillion for our COVID relief. We're raising it all across the curve, and we have tremendous demand for U.S. Treasuries. Mnuchin said, everybody wants to buy U.S. Treasuries. It's the safe haven. You heard it from the man, Steve himself. U.S. Treasuries are a safe haven, guys. We'll see. We'll see. Meanwhile, he's probably unloading stock as we speak right now. BA is moving on up. It's up 6% right now, but the market seems stuck right here. We haven't moved at all. Tan's got a strangle on Disney. I don't know why I put that in there. I was thinking of. All right, so Disney's still red, but moving on up. We'll see what happens. I don't know if we can get to 105 today. Maybe. We really need to have some momentum to the upside, and right now we don't have it. Right now it's getting stopped out here. I mean, they might try to put some pressure here, around the 2680, but it doesn't look good. It's not looking good. Yo, Brooklyn, what's going on? Hope you're staying safe. Netflix is trying to run a little bit here. So I do have a call credit spread on Netflix for next week expiration. So I need this below like 372.50 area. I think we'll be good. I think we'll be good on Netflix because Netflix I'm looking at, the 380 area around here is rejection. So I do think that it's going to come revisit 360 areas is what my goal is by next week. Took profits on a short I had yesterday. Feeling peachy. Nice. Take them profits. Stopped out. No, I'm saying, Christopher, so I'm saying it was stopped out. So like people, whether you have a stop order in for your option or like a mental stop. So I could say, at Tesla, at Netflix at 380, that's where I want to take my risk off. I don't want to have my trade on if Netflix goes above 380. That's, for an example, that's what I'm talking about for like stop losses. People use stop losses to mitigate the damage if they're wrong, which, it's good to have. You should have one. I don't use an order. I don't put orders in for stop losses. I use a mental stop loss, and I use the chart for for a stop loss. So that's what I'm talking about, is they might try to run it up here. Right now the charts have been paying pretty good attention to technicals, which is interesting, but they have been running out people out of their stops and then reversing direction rather abruptly. So, man, this morning is just slow. Let's see here. What's going on with Zoom? Zoom's getting rejected. Hit 120. I don't know if it's going to hit 125 today, guys. It's got rejected at the 120 area. A 125 short would be ideal, but it looks like we're getting rejected here. Look at these candles on the 5-minute right here. These candles keep getting smacked down pretty hard. The more they get smacked down, the more likely we are to learn a lesson on Square. Yeah, so Square's moving. Jack Dorsey said that he's going to liquidate $1 billion worth of Square, of his equity in Square, and move it to his nonprofit. So people people like that. Didn't really dip after hours when he said that either. He said the reason why he did that is because he owns a lot more of Square than Twitter, so he didn't take from Twitter because he owns a bigger percentage of Square, is why he took from Square and not Twitter. Yeah, these candles on the 5-minute just getting smacked around, but staying the same. They're pinning it right here between 367.50 and 368 though. They're pinning it. They're gonna try to wear down some premiums, or what's the deal? What's going on here? Netflix is trying to squeeze up to 380 area. Meanwhile, the market's looking a little weak, so we'll see what happens. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, appreciate it. Hit the like button. I'm going to be in the Discord. Thanks for hanging out with me for the last 50 minutes or so. As always, stay safe, stay green. It's us versus herd.